Hey everybody, it's Valley FC here with another video. I am excited to talk about the women's soccer card market again, but I'm starting a new series here entitled Legends of the Game. And it's in this series that we're going to talk about some key female soccer players that have played for the U.S. women's national team or maybe other countries, and they've been key to the game historically, and they're players that you should consider collecting yourself. And so I really just want to encourage you to maybe look up some of these players, get to know them a little bit. But in my estimation, there's not a better place to start than with Mia Hamm when it comes to the women's soccer card market in particular. Mia Hamm is iconic in many ways that she has deeply shaped the market when it comes to being collectible. Her rookie card for the SI for Kids is one of the highest selling cards in the women's soccer card market history. It has dropped since then because, as markets do, they always correct. But we need to highlight her first when it comes to this pre-modern side of the market. In this series, I'm going to try to highlight a few different players as they are engaging into this legendary category. And so I hope that you will bear with me as we first want to recap a little bit about Mia Hamm's history as a soccer player. So we're going to start there. A few of her career highlights. She is a two-time NCAA champion with the North Carolina Tar Heels. I think that is very important that for the women's game, the collegiate level was very important. It's not like the European leagues now where there's not as much of an influence of the college game. The collegiate level was a great basis for much of the play. She was on the women's national team from 1987 to 2004. Her legacy there is what she's known for, how she's performed on the international stage, how she's helped to bring medals home, World Cup championships home. And so she's a two-time Olympic medalist in 1996 and 2004. That is going to be very, very good for us to remember. Also, she is that two-time World Cup champion. She joined the women's team, the women's side, at a very young age, and that's very important. As she was Olivia Moultrie before there was a such thing as Olivia Moultrie, right? She's been doing it from an early age, and she had a phenomenal career. She's a two-time FIFA Player of the Year. As you consider ranking women by Ballon d'Ors or Player of the Year trophies, just know that some of those trophies came into focus in the early 2000s, or even a little bit later than that for the Ballon d'Or in particular. But for her, she was able to win two of those trophies in the later stages of her career. Just imagine what she would have done when she was younger. She's third on the list for most international goals all time. I think all of those facts are great facts for us to know and to consider when it comes down to Mia Hamm and her market. But let's jump on into the cardboard there. First, I'm going to start with the 1992 SI Kids Mia Hamm card. This is a card that many collectors know on the market because it is the highest selling card, to my knowledge, on the women's soccer card market there. It peaked in the over 30K at one point. It has now come down since then, but there's a PSA population of 316. PSA 10s, there's only three of those. PSA 9, only 58. And PSA 8, only 83. I've actually have recorded this video one time. I made a mistake on this slide. I think I copied the wrong slide information over into the 1992 SI Kids slide. So I apologize about any issues that you maybe have seen in that. I try to correct my mistakes and acknowledge them where I have. But here's a few elements of this card I want you to know, because with it having a population of 316, the grades vary drastically. When you look at these cards, you look to grade them, they are perforated edges. And so as you seek to grade the card, there is sometimes it's very hard to tell the difference between a PSA 9 and a PSA 8, even a PSA 10 and a PSA 8. In many ways, I think the collector's grade in this card is going to be in that 8 to 9 category for many people. You can get lower than that, but at the end of the day, they're going to look so close and near, it's hard to tell the difference. So it's a card that I wouldn't stretch for. In general, I think there's many options there for you as a collector if you want to add Mia Hamm cards to your collection. But this is going to be the first card-like material that you'll have for her as rookie material. Next up, we have the 1994 Upper Deck card for Mia Hamm, the number 268. This is in the 1994 Upper Deck Contenders set. It was for the Men's World Cup, and they took the liberty to highlight some of the key women's players in that set. There's a few other players in the set that you might find helpful to collect and add to your portfolio there that are there for the women's players. Overbeck, you have Akers, etc. But for Mia Hamm, it's a total PSA population of 650. And that is always moving up. There's a lot of this product out there. You can pick it up in sealed wax. You can pick it up probably even in a case still. I think I saw a case of this out there. And so just be aware of that. be aware of this possibility. This pop count is going to continue to go up. I recorded a video about a little bit over a week ago, and the PSA population went up by like 15 or 16 in like a week's time. So we need to be aware of this, that this is always increasing. PSA 10 is at 145. PSA 9 is 345. PSA 8 is 112. Again, this is a card that you probably want to have in your collection. Again, one I wouldn't stretch for. The numbers will probably go down so we have more collectors in the market, because you can just get this card at a decent rate. So again, not a card I would stretch for, but if you want Mia Hamm rookie material, you cannot go wrong having this card in your collection. Next up, I want to transition us into the late 90s in many ways. Starting in 1996, it's kind of the midway point, but we have an Olympic card here that's featuring her in her USA kit. Many of Mia Hamm's cards are going to be in her USA kit, so that's good for you to know. But this card right here, we can find it on the market. We can see it there. You might be able to pick this up at a decent rate here. It's another fun one to add to your collection. They won the medal that year, so that's fun. But it's another card that you might not feel the liberty to want to stretch for right now. You'll probably find it on bid or auction at some point. Just remember, I'm not trying to give you financial advice. I'm just trying to help you understand the Mia Hamm card market and how some of the cards are moving in this market. But these are all fun cards that you might like to have in your collection if Mia Hamm is someone that you are prioritizing. And on that note, I just want to say this, that I do think that Mia Hamm is somebody that we should consider prioritizing in the hobby, that if we want to see the women's soccer card market grow, as she is for sure a top 5 player all time, we want to see the top 5 players grow in their market and their maturity. And even better for us is that Mia Hamm doesn't have too many cards. And even as I'm trying to highlight these cards on the slideshow, there's not that many options. And so if we see elements of even condition rarity and not even high print runs for women's products, it's going to give us some opportunity here to make some solid plays and to add some of Mia Hamm's cards into our collections. Next up is the 1997 Ironbred gold card. I love this gold card, the foil, the way it looks. Because there's a foil-like condition there that is gold, it's probably going to be fairly sensitive to grade-wise. I'm not familiar. I've not seen it graded myself. I think there might be one, if that. There is 2 versions of this card. There's a gold and there's like a standard version of the card for the 1997 product. A downside of this product is that it is not licensed to my knowledge. That's why you don't see the logo there on it. And as I've investigated that card, I think the gold one is going to be more of a longer term play than the paper product, but they might both be rare in the market long term. And this is something, again, to remember about the women's card market, is that it is going to be over time that we're going to see and understand that the market is growing and maturing. We do not know all of the rarity of the cards, but it's going to be time on the market that's going to allow us to begin to understand it. And so the Iron Kids Bred Gold might be a card that you want to pick up. Next up is the 1999 Rocks U.S. Women's National Team number 9. This is from the premier set for the U.S. Women's National Team and that great historic run there in 1999. As you look to pick up these cards, know that they are rarer than the other cards from that year from Rocks. And so keep that in mind as you are looking, as you're comparing between the 2 products there. This is the premier set. This set is the one that would be harder to gem based on the reports currently right now. And so keep that in mind as you're looking forward. If you find it a 9, you can find those a little bit more accessibly, but a 10 is a little bit harder to get. And so just keep that in mind as you are considering the Mia Hamm card market. But the next one, though, you can find a little bit easier than the other, and that is that 1999 card that is on the left there. It's a great action shot of Mia Hamm on the volley, and she looked like she's about to make a clean rip at the ball. But one thing about the 1990s cards I want you to remember is that all their population counts are fairly low. And so out of all the other players, though, she has the most explored market, though. Even though she's underexplored, she has the most explored market when it comes to the pre-modern side of women's soccer cards. And so keep that in mind as you are progressing forward in your journey of collecting Mia Hamm or other players as you begin to branch out. Both of those 1999 sets are sets that you can branch out on and begin to look at some of the other players. But as you'll see with many of Mia Hamm's cards throughout her early years, is that you're going to see that she is one of the only players, women's players in particular, that are getting their own cards and partnerships with other companies. But if you look at the 2000 Upper Deck MLS set, though, you will see that there's a few other those key staple players from that 1999 team that make it into this set. I like that set. When it comes to the image there, it's a great picture of Mia there with the gold foil even in it there with the emblem there for the U.S. And so that's a nice card you can maybe add to your collection there. I wouldn't bank on a ton of scarcity when it comes to it, but we need to see what happens in the market. Next up is the 2002 Upper Deck Twizzlers Mia Hamm #1. There are two cards that came in a pack, and that you have of Mia Hamm there. That's a nice little release from Upper Deck. To our knowledge, that we do not see the licensure of it based on what I know of, but clearly Mia Hamm worked out a partnership for this set here. It doesn't seem, though, to be that it is with the U.S. women's national team or the U.S. Soccer Federation. We'll see the distinction there with some other cards where the emblem is made fairly evident, and we can see even on the writing on the back that it is a licensed product. On the screen now is the other Twizzlers card there, #2 there that you can find. But I want to move on from the Upper Deck Twizzlers cards into the 2004 choice set. I think this is one of my favorite sets when it comes to the pre-modern market. I think there's a lot of room for us to explore this market and to look at it and pick up cards from this set. There's a key rookie in this set for Abby Wambach. I think that's great, but also this is the last years for some key players from the 1991, 1999 teams. And so we're getting many cards for them, which is going to kind of help the market grow and develop as people look at some of their favorite players from those historic teams. I would really encourage people to think about these cards and consider adding them to their collection. I love the headshot from Mia Hamm there. It is a great shot and focus of her, and I think it has the ability to be a very historic card there. In my opinion, I value it. Others might not. And so I would love to hear your opinions on that. We also have the #5 card. To my knowledge, this is the only card in it, her wearing the red jersey. I think that is unique. I'm always looking for those types of elements when it comes to the cards I'm adding to my collection. And so both for any of the choice cards, I think it's fairly low pop count right now. That could always change. The cards are typically marketed a little bit higher on eBay than some of the other cards that we'll find in the pre-modern market. So that's something good to keep in mind. We do not know the complete rarity of that set, but it's a set that I would keep my eyes on as the market continues to develop. In that 2004 choice product, there's a subset within it of the 91ers that was highlighting those players particularly. And I think that's why this set is so special. It seeks to highlight these players for who they are and their contributions that they make to the game. And so as you're looking at this set, consider adding this set to your list of some cards to pick up for Mia. I think Mia is a special player, and she's going to be special for the market for a long period of time. If you notice on the slide, though, there is a large gap, between 2004 to 2017. There are a few different Mia Hamm cards that come out in 2005 and 2007, and a few others maybe sprinkled in there, maybe for, I think there's a 2015 set where she's wearing her North Carolina jersey. There's a few smaller releases there in the Upper Deck set. I think we should keep those on our mind. I'm just trying to say these are some of the cards I want us to kind of think about and consider as we're making transitions into this modern stage of the market. I really want to encourage everybody to explore the Mia Hamm market and let us all seek to develop and to grow an understanding of the cards that are out there. And so this is not supposed to be an all-inclusive video that gives you all the cards that you need to know. This is just trying to help us get a framework and understanding as we move forward within this market. So next up, I have the 2017 Panini National Heroes #24. I just think that's a cool looking card for Mia Hamm. I think this nobility set is a fun set to consider long term because it has a very important card in it, in my opinion, when it comes down to on-card autos. I would say the similar element, though, for the championship caliber. I think they just look cool in that more modern type of foil card. So it's nice to see Mia Hamm in one of those cards. Next up, I think we have the Panini Nobility Orange out of 75. That's just a card for us to understand that there's more parallels coming out now, and we're beginning to see this turn happen with her in 2017 with some of her cards. That same trend continues into the 2017 Panini Select Tie-Dye Prism that's on the screen. There's a lot of cool, unique parallels within the women's soccer card market, and so we need to be aware of that, and we should celebrate those unique parallels. But that tie-dye is a very cool parallel that I think many of us should consider maybe add into our collection if we're interested in that. I like that card. I think the Select transition was a transition into more of that mid-tier product that gave the women's soccer card market a few solid feels for a product. And so just keep that in mind. Next up, I have that on-card auto I was talking about for Mia Hamm. I think this is a fairly accessible card for the price that it is. And I think in the life of on-card autos, that is where the market is trending towards now. And to know that this is a key on-card auto for her. Abby Wambach has a on-card auto in the set as well too. I think you should add this into your collection if you can afford it. It's one that is very intriguing to me, because to have a Mia Hamm on card auto is nice, knowing that there is a growing trend towards stickers in this market. And you're going to see that with the autos that come on after this line. All of them are sticker autos. And so I think this is going to give this one more value in the long haul. Next up, I have the 2019 Panini Gold Standard card. There are the non-auto parallels, and then there's the auto cards for the Gold Standard. For many people, they feel like this is a mid to high tier product, and it all depends on how you feel. We love gold, apparently. It seems that way, and so people value these Gold Standard cards fairly high. So it all just depends on the collector if you want to add them to your collection or not. But I think you need to be aware of the Gold Standard Mia Hamm cards there. And next up, you have the 2019 Panini Obsidian autographs. There, I think that's a fun set there. I think that set is going to be interesting with players like Lavelle and Pugh having rookies in Obsidian products. I think we're seeing some of the women's players being integrated into the sports card market through this product in general. And so I think it will bring eyes back to people looking for the legends in these products. And so that's good to keep in your radar and on your mind. And then last, I have the 2021 Panini Immaculate Auto for Mia Hamm out of 10 on the screen. Immaculate's a great product. Most people feel like it's a higher end product. Sadly, though, it doesn't have a sticker auto. I wish it did. I mean, I wish it didn't have a sticker auto. I wish it had an on-card auto. That would be phenomenal, but it doesn't. And so where we're at right now is that we need to begin to understand this market, and that we are moving more towards sticker autos instead of on-card autos. So what does that mean for future? I mean, for past cars, I think that means a lot. But when it comes to Mia Hamm, out of the legends of the game from the pre-modern market, hey, she has an accessible amount of cars you can get in at a fairly low rate in comparison to other sports, and picking up legends of top 5 players all the time. Now, we always know that the top 5 can always be subject to change, but I think for the game overall, Mia has had a deep impact on the game for the women's side. And so we really should be encouraged by that, and we should seek to try to collect her cars. I think it's kind of hard to beat Mia Hamm, at least coming at it from the US side of the market. And so I hope this video was helpful for you in beginning to understand the contours of the Mia Hamm market, and being able just to get your mind around what has happened with her cardboard in general. Again, I did not highlight every card. There's a few, I think, key cards I didn't mention. The 2005 Hawaii card that came out there with one of her first autos on it. I think it's a huge card. I think it's a Grail-like card. I think you should do your own research and look up that card and get to know it a little bit. But again, this is just a video to whet your appetite, and to advocate for more exploration of the market. I'm not trying to tell you what to buy. I'm just trying to tell you how to think about, hey, there is much exploration to be done on this market. And I hope to do that in coming videos. And so thank you guys for being here and to watching this video today. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope it helped you to think through the Mia Hamm card market. And let me know if you have any questions. You can follow me on Instagram at ValleyFC_collection, or you can reach out to me, maybe join our Discord group. We would love to continue to have conversations with you about this market. And so again, I hope everybody has a great day.